Are all or nothing thinking patterns holding you back from the results that you want in your wellness improvement journey? One of the biggest barriers to sustainable wellness habits that I see and help women to rewire, especially for those who spent years in diet culture, is all or nothing thinking patterns. So I want to talk to you about that today. Let's take a closer look at this really common self-sabotaging habits. We can bring it into the light and release it to thrive more. So, question for you first. When you are going somewhere in a car and you happen to take a wrong turn and you realize it, do you just say, oh, well, and go home? Say, forget it. I made a mistake here. Yeah, probably not. But when we recalibrate and rewire and reset, we can step out of that all or thinking pattern that can keep us, help us get to where we want to go. So if we haven't met yet, I'm health coach Gayle, and my company is Y Powered Health Coaching, WHY. And I'm a certified whole health coach and personal fitness trainer. As the founder of Y Powered Health Coaching, for 12 years now, I've been empowering women in midlife to take charge of their health habits, make peace with food and their bodies, and return to their happy weight without anything diet related, gimmicky, or extreme. Together, we make small steps for big and lasting results. So let's jump into our topic today and explore mindset and habits because they are the foundation to everything that we do and the results that we get. We know from research that about 50% of our days are steeped in habit. And this is practical because we are able to get more things done. We don't have to spend time thinking through everything, especially the repetitive things. But if our habits aren't in a supportive framework, it can hold us back. So I'm going to highlight for you 7 practical ways to step out of the most common self-sabotaging habit pattern that holds women back. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen and let's go. Oops. Okay, so the all or nothing thinking. There's 7 components here that I want to help you explore and rewire and unwind. So the very first step is based in greater awareness, naming the pattern. And many people don't even realize that they're stuck in all or nothing thinking until it's brought into the light. So if you think about this, all or nothing thinking, here's what it sounds like. It's not always obvious, but it says you're either doing something perfectly or you failed. But wellness, here's the thing, it's not an on off switch. Think of it more like a dimmer switch, okay, that we can dial up or maybe dial back depending on what's happening in our lives. So, examples of this pattern. I don't have enough time for a full workout. So I guess I'll try some other day. Or, well, I ate dessert. And so, yeah, I guess I'll call it a cheat day and just kind of take the brakes off. Also, I can't follow my plan perfectly. So why follow it at all? Why even try? So these things, these patterns hold us back. So what I help clients do is recognize their patterns, whether it's this one or something else, and uh, because that first step to change is based on awareness building to get the results that you want. So the second step in releasing all or nothing thinking patterns is all about embracing the power of something. So what we can do here is look at progress as something that happens in the gray areas. So something is always better than nothing. An example, a 10-minute walk still counts. A better choice about tuning into your fullness and hunger levels still matters, even if you're not doing something perfectly. Adding a vegetable to a meal instead of trying to overhaul your whole meal plan. or pausing and checking in with yourself before eating when you aren't physically hungry and say, hey, what's going on with me, with some kindness and curiosity. It's small actions that help us keep our momentum alive. So, step number 3 in releasing self-sabotaging, all or nothing thinking is shifting from perfection to practice. And I want you to know it's the small daily efforts that truly are everyone's superpower. You know, big, grandiose shifts often make for a good story, but they are rarely sustainable. So, healthy habits are not about being perfect, they are about practicing. So you can reframe things. Instead of thinking, did I do it perfectly? You can instead think, did I practice that wellness habit today? So the fourth step that we want to embrace is normalizing imperfect days. And who doesn't know them? I sure do, but setbacks are not failure. They are part of the process of change and growth and reaching and embracing our results. So, if one off track moment erased progress, no one would ever succeed at anything. And I think that's an important point to keep in mind. We want to build consistency over time. That matters more than what we do on any single day, even the imperfect ones. Point 5 is to take what I call a next best choice mindset to get new results. So this is something that I see and witness a lot. I help clients learn to recover from missteps, setbacks quickly instead of abandoning themselves and their plans when they happen to get off track. It's all in the recovery, how quick we do it, not about being perfect. So learning how to stay on the road, keep your hands on the wheel, and course correct, and find detours that will continue to move you forward. So it's not about waiting for Monday. It's not about waiting for next month or a new year. Self-care truly is a daily practice. Point number 6, and this is really critical for building success momentum, celebrating wins. And when we do this, it's a way of just planting new seeds and building momentum. Most progress, it happens in incremental improvements. And if we're waiting until the end to get to a certain goal weight or into a certain size clothes, it's going to be a much tougher road. But if we're figuring out small steps that we can make and celebrate when we do them repeatedly, it makes for a lot more momentum. Doing something at 70% level consistently definitely beats doing it 100% for, say, just a week. So we want to notice and we want to celebrate the small wins to rewire and reinforce a new supportive way of being, a new mindset and new behaviors. Example, cooking more meals at home. Yay, me. Or this week, I'm drinking more water, an extra glass every day consistently this week. Hooray. Or, not scrolling before bedtime and instead developing a supportive bedtime routine that's going to signal to your brain and your body that it's time to power down and sleep well can be such a game changer. So even the practical or even partial success helps move us forward. And the last point, the seventh way we can step out of behaviors that have us always starting over and not seeing the results we want is to work on quieting your inner critic, taming it. And it's not realistic to think that we're going to just silence it, but we can lower the volume on the inner critic as we raise the volume on our inner cheerleader. So it's harsh self-talk that really fuels all or nothing thinking cycles. And it's so common in women. So just noticing it and working to make that shift. So instead of judging yourself, I invite you to get curious and offer yourself kindness. Speak to yourself as you would a small child or a good friend. So you might ask yourself, if you get a bit off track, what is it that triggered me making that choice? Or what might help me in the next time to choose differently in favor of me that's going to move me forward? So it's curiosity that really creates learning instead of shame. We know shame and beating up on ourselves never gets us anywhere. So I invite you really to embrace this seventh step. So wellness, I want you to know, isn't built on perfect days. What it's built on is imperfect days where you keep showing up for yourself anyway, especially in the times that you might not feel like it. Small, consistent steps for big results over time. When we harness the power of our mindset, we can truly thrive. So, what I want to do to close out our time together is offer two giveaways. One is a free recipe ebook of a collection called Sweet Tooth Satisfaction. It's whole foods focused recipes that I've tried and created and perfected that will give you some sweetness in your life without feeling deprived and without spiking your blood sugar or relying on artificial sweeteners. I'd love to share it with you. Just comment the word sweet and I will share it with you. And the other thing that I invite you to do is to connect with me for a private one-on-one chat. I'd love to talk and help you explore in a non-judgmental, no obligation kind of way, just for maybe a 15-20 minute Zoom chat, how you might up-level your wellness habits and step more into thriving and releasing self-sabotaging behaviors. I'm Health Coach Gayle of Y Powered Health Coaching. And thanks for being here. Keep taking good care of you. You're so worth it.